All right, guys. So, oh, hang on, the lighting. All right, so it's been a while since we've had a build update on the 2022 DRZ400, but we got something special for y'all today. Something special. I haven't seen this done too much. I've seen maybe one video and some pictures, but as you can see, we got the wheels off of it right now, and I'll show you what we got for it. Yeah, baby. This right here is the poor man's supermoto setup. Let me see. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right. So let's just, I'm gonna bring you up here, give you a little rundown on what these are. These are GS500 wheels, and supposedly we can get these bad boys on here. Now, I've read tons of threads, watched a couple videos, and supposedly these work, man. So we'll see what happens. Try to get these bad boys on here today. And obviously, no, they're not supermoto wheels, but there's a reason I bought these. For one, they're 17 inches. So they're the same size as supermoto wheels. And I think I'm maybe $300 into these. Tires, wheels, spacers, bearings, everything that I've had to buy for this. I think I'm $300 into it, man. And y'all already know that regular supermoto wheels could be like $1,000. So $300. And to make matters even better, I took the stock wheels that came with it. I sold them for $500, so I'm getting paid for this, man. I'm getting paid to do this mod. So let's just see what we can do. First thing we got to do is we got to pull out these bearings on both of them and replace them with new ones. So that's what I'm gonna do right now. That's what I'm gonna do. Let's go. All right, as you can tell, I am freaking disgusting, bro. So I'm looking at it right now. I got the front wheel mocked up, and I'm pretty hyped on it, man. I'm pretty hyped. Don't mind this little barn thing. I bought this house like 4 months ago, and I guess they used to like play like a band playing here or something. I don't know, bro. It's getting tore down. That's why I mess with it. But back to the bike. I got the front wheel mocked up, and I'm gonna give you guys all the details too. I'm just trying to figure it out, and I just don't want the video to be recording for hours on end, because I've been out here like 2 hours. So I'm trying to figure it out, but I'm gonna give you guys a sneak peek of it real quick, and y'all can tell me what you think. And then at the very end of the video, I'm gonna tell you guys everything that I've had to do to it. Yes, sir. That's what I'm talking about, bro. That's what I'm talking about. Yes, sir. And unfortunately, I am gonna lose the speedometer. If you guys have any clue on how I can get a speedometer back, I mean, not that I'm even really worried about it, but I am gonna lose my speedometer, so it is what it is, though. But man, I am so freaking hyped on this and how this is coming out, bro. This is looking so freaking dope. All right, guys, so it's the next day. Man, I've been out here all freaking day, man. I've been, I'm pooped, man. Look, first of all, just peep the sunset. Don't worry about the grass, man. Don't worry about the grass. I'm gonna get that tomorrow. But I've been out here all day, man. And yesterday, when y'all last saw me, I was not stoked. I was not actually stoked. I'm getting a little bit more stoked now. This swap is a lot harder than I thought, man. So if you guys do not have like fabrication knowledge, the proper tools, you're gonna need I've used my angle grinder so much, man. I had to make a bracket, and I actually wanted to hit a ride tonight, but I'm not gonna be able to do it because I don't have the back done. I got the front completely done. I'm gonna show you guys what I got right now. Here we go. this is what I had to come up with, man. It's not the prettiest thing. Yeah, I'll go back, I'll round the edges and make it look pretty, paint it, whatever. But I had to make this. This is a GS500 rotor, everything. I ended up having to use the GS500 rotor and then just make a little caliper thing, like a caliper relocation bracket. I did this myself, just had some scrap steel laying around, drilled some holes, and again with my angle grinder, cut this out. I used a like a dial caliper to find out where I wanted my holes, and that's kind of how I did that. And here the stock spacer worked perfectly, and then over here I made a spacer. I no longer have a speedometer or whatever, because hey, I'll be in a wheelie most times anyways, so I don't even need it, bro. All right, but for the back, man, the back was tricky too, man. The back was a lot harder than I thought. So they was telling me, like in the forums that I read, that you needed to order one of these from RM250, man, or RM125, something like that. Anyways, it's either the exact same or I ordered the wrong year, whatever. I think I ordered like a 99 or something, 2000, I don't know. But this was the exact same one that I pulled off, the DRZ400, man. I matched it up. I'm just looking at it. Sorry, I got a little cold. I'm under the weather, just recovering from COVID. But I'm like looking at these, matching it up, and it's the exact same, man. So I'm like, dang, okay. So I really wasted freaking $40 ordering this, but it is what it is. So what I had to do, I'm not sure how long this is going to hold up, by the way, but I had to cut this out. You can see my little marks where I needed my line. I grinded that out with the angle grinder. I know, I took a lot of structural integrity out of it, but we're going to run it and see what happens, because I think it'll be all right with the little like mount right here. I think that'll be fine, because this just can't go up and down. This shouldn't have too much force on it. Maybe it does, who knows? But I needed to do that so it would clear these bolts right here, because these bolts were smacking this. And yeah, I could have shaved the bolts down too, but then I didn't want them shearing off, so I just figured I'd go this route. And I got an extra one if that don't work, and I got to try something different. So that's where I'm at right now, man. It's getting dark. I got to call. What I did was I made my own spacer. I cut some of this 3/4 inch pipe, and then I cut another piece. This piece is for inside the cush hub. It goes right in between there and there. That bearing and that bearing. That's that spacer. And then as you can see in here, I cut out another one, and then just took a grinder, grinded down the external part of it to fit in there, because this bearing is bigger than this bearing, and we need the axle to sit on there perfectly. So that bearing right there, this is gonna go over top of it. It's gonna line up perfectly. So this acts as like a collar for the axle to sit on. And then I have another spacer that'll go from here to the swing arm. So, all right, let me throw it on. And as you can see, I'm not sure if I mentioned it earlier, these bolts for the sprocket have to be backwards in order for it to fit, I'm pretty sure. So I got those backwards in there, all torqued down. Cush drives in there, that on there. Yee! All right, guys, so this is day 3, and it's gonna go into at least day 4. I think day 3, day 4. Working on this project, man. I went and had to get this thing reinforced. This is actually the stock DRZ rear caliper holder. So the first one, you guys probably noticed it in the video. I cut off this tab right there, and that holds the other brake pad on the opposite side. I don't know what I was thinking, man. I cut that thing off. But again, like I told you guys earlier, I think these are the exact same, or they were close. So what I had to do is I ground this out. And yes, again, the structural rigidity, don't worry about this. This is getting cut off. This is from getting it welded up. But anyways, I cut this, and I cut it too thin, and I cracked it right here. So let me see, let me get this focus. I cracked it right here. And then so I found a piece of scrap aluminum that I had, put it in there, and got it welded in. So this thing should be close to factory spec steel strength, whatever. And I'm not putting this on tonight because it's rainy outside, it's getting dark, and I just drove like an hour and a half round trip to get this thing welded up because I do not have an aluminum welder. So It's Sunday night. I'm gonna go inside. I'm gonna chill with my wife. I do not feel like getting dirty tonight. This thing should be on tomorrow and we should be ripping. So I'm hoping for good weather, and again, another 2 seconds for you guys and another night of sleep for me. All right, guys, as you can see, man, I finally got this thing done. It still needs a little bit of fine tuning, but man, it's on the street, bro. So, man, I had to modify that back brake caliper holder, or the rear caliper holder, so much, man. I had to modify that thing so much, had to grind, and it's still not perfect. It's actually, like, I can feel or hear a little bit of drag. As you can see, my hands are dirty. I just got done working on it. But man, finally got this thing on the road. Haven't popped it up on the wheel yet. Kind of scared. The front brakes feel amazing. The back are making a little bit of noise, but hey, man, I'm gonna call it a project complete. Hopefully it'll clearance itself, but if not, I'll pull it back apart, do a little bit more grinding. But for now, hey, if you ain't got patience, don't do this project. All right, guys, real quick before I put this video up, I forgot, needed to put the parts that were necessary for this and what I paid for the parts. The parts may vary for you, whether it be higher or lower, depending on what deals you can find. So we'll start out up at the top, the DRZ400 rear wheel. Got that for $59.52 on eBay. And this came with the cush hub, it came with the sprocket, and it came with the rotor. So came with everything except the tire. And then the front wheel was $65 even with shipping. That was also on eBay. And that one came with the front rotor as well. And that was it. That's all you needed. It came with a tire too, but the tire was bad, so I took the tire off. And then this bearing right here, you only need one of. I believe this is for the cush hub to adapt it. And I actually don't think I even needed this bearing. I think when I pulled the bearing out and compared it, I didn't even need it. So it's the bearing. This is the bearing. I can't remember if this is for the front or the rear. Either way, you need both of these bearings. Here are the bearing numbers and the prices. The prices for each of them. So anyways, there those go. You definitely need these because these are for the axles. Let me see if I can get this up here. Hold this up here so you can screenshot those numbers. All right, yeah, give those a screenshot. And I got these on eBay as well. So just type in those part numbers on eBay. You need two of these, and only one of these if you need to buy it. That's for the cush hub, but if it comes with your cush hub, you don't need it. Anyways, so then I got a front tire, 170, 70, 17, 120, 70, 17. Sorry, I'm reading this backwards. And that was 70, what, 3, 17, whatever. The rear tire, it's actually lower because I bought it used on eBay. This also came used, 140. I didn't know if I could go any bigger or not. Looking back, I might have been able to do 150, but I'm happy with the 140. Got that for 61. That was also on eBay. And then down here, this stuff I actually got on Partzilla. These are the internal spacers that go in between the bearings inside the wheel hub. So one for the front, one for the back. Again, I'll put these up here so you can screenshot this. You'll need these if you do the swap. Got those on partzilla.com. I should have wrote that on there, but you can just type that in and you can get those probably anywhere. But yeah, those were $15 and $18 plus non-shipping. And then 3/4 inch pipe. Just got that at Home Depot for like 20 bucks. And that's what you're gonna need for your spacers in between the wheels. And you gotta measure those out yourself because I didn't do it because this was stressful as projects. So I didn't measure them for you. You can use some of your old spacers. I think like 2 of them. Come here, since you're gonna be up here so bad. Come here. Come here. Go get that. Yeah. Anyways, there you go. All right. So I'm gonna hold this up here again. The entire swap was $343.23. But I sold the stock wheels for $500. So we got paid for this swap. We didn't need another chain because the sprocket that came with it already had the 520 sprocket, so we used the chain. I did have to cut the chain down, and that's it. I had to cut the chain down. I had to make my own front brake bracket. I did that, so that didn't cost me any money. I did that myself. And then the back caliper holder, I had to modify a ton, but I utilized the stock one that was on my DRZ, and it worked out fine, and we got it done. We got it done. We got it done. Tell them we got it done. Yay! Don't do this swap if you don't have patience. Don't do this swap if you don't have tools. Don't do this swap if you're not innovative. And don't do this swap if you can afford rear wheels, because it sucked. I love the way it looks, but the swap sucked. If I had $1,000 to spend on wheels, I would have did it. But I'm happy with only spending, actually I made money on this swap. So I'm happy with making money, doing a supermoto swap. Here's the outro. Let's go.